Hello, everybody. Today we are going to look at biomass energy. So in your Edmodo, go to the post that says biomass energy. We have a link for the reading. We have my email where you can send your assignments, and we have the practice questions. So let's take a look at this. So biomass is material that comes from plants and animals that were recently living. So biomass, you can burn it directly as a source of fuel. So this is stuff like burning a log in your fireplace. All right. So to generate biomass energy, we need to break down the cell walls of plants, which releases the sugars that are in the plants, and then the sugars are fermented to make fuel. So the fuel is called biofuel. So biofuel is created from crops, stuff such as corn and algae. Biofuel is liquid. So it's not like other renewable energy sources because it's liquid. And it also can be used in a car. So biofuels do create less pollution and less carbon dioxide than fossil fuels. Sometimes you'll get ethanol from corn that gets added to gasoline to cut down on the amount of fossil fuels that get used. So, any organic material can be made into electricity, but some are going to be better than others. Sometimes you can use wastes, and biomass power is a great use of wastes. But it's not always easy to use wastes consistently. So cow manure can have a second life as a source of methane gas, which gets converted to electricity, and food scraps can be converted into green energy. So some crops are not good for biofuels because they need energy, fertilizer, and land to grow. Corn is one that is not a good source of biofuels because it produces not much more energy than it consumes. So the fertilizers and pesticides used to grow crops also enter the environment, something known as runoff. So when it runs off, it goes into lakes, and there's an effect called eutrophication where the lake water becomes acidic because of these things. One promising source is algae. So they're doing a lot of resource into using algae as a possible crop for biofuels. So algae is easier to convert into usable fuel, much easier than corn. Growing algae requires less land and less energy than crops. Algae can be grown in locations that are not used for food crops, so like in desert areas. And then, and algae can be fed agriculture and other waste. So it's using stuff that's not being used and minimizing the amount of waste. So hopefully that all makes sense. Make sure you finish your questions and turn them into me.